Preparing to... I don't know if we're actually live or not yet. It says setting up your meeting, done, redirecting. Preparing to... Oh, and then it does this thing. I don't know if we're actually live or not yet. It says setting up your meeting, done, redirect.
Muted.
Yeah.
I was ready for the third round to come through.
I'm gonna, yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. Hello, y'all. I'm Bearheart, aka Spartacus, apparently. And we have here Kirsten and RiKi. Say hi, kids.
Hi, kids.
Yeehaw.
And this is the international live stream of Bear of Mystery for the evening of 19th of April 2023. And we are live on YouTube exclusively for our evening shows. And RiKi and I went to NAB this week. NAB is the National Association of Broadcasters, and they have this convention every year here in fabulous Las Vegas. And so I want to start with a little bit of a discussion about the Loop. There's this thing in Vegas called the Loop. It was built by Elon Musk's Boring Company, and it's called the Boring Company because that's a little bit of a pun. It is a very boring company, and all they do is bore tunnels. And they built these tunnels so that you can travel. So the Las Vegas Convention Center is like 1.5 miles from one end to the other, right? And it's all connected by walkways, and you can certainly walk it if that's what you're into. My knees don't appreciate that much walking. And so I also I don't like to drive onto the Strip or anywhere near the Strip. It just bothers me to no end. And that's really true of most locals, most people who live here in Vegas. We try to avoid the Strip as much as possible. And but I can get to the newest hotel resort casino thing on the Strip is Resorts World. And I can get there without ever crossing the Strip or anything, because it's on my side of the Strip, and I can go in the back roads and go into the parking lot, and they have a Loop station there. And so I can take the Loop to the convention center. So I'm gonna share a couple of videos here so you can see what I'm talking about. Do this share screen thing, and this one here. All right, so I'll hit play. Oh, there's sound too. This is coming down the escalator. Can y'all still hear my voice? Yeah, so this is coming down the escalator to the, can I turn on the volume on this thing? Oh, I can. There we go. Yeah, so that's just coming down and you can see the Vegas Loop signs. All right, and then the next one is this one, which is, I can just do that, can't I? Does that work? Can you see the new one? Can you see that? No, okay. So I need to do this thing differently. Stop share, and then reshare. And this one, I'll go back to the beginning, and there we go. So this is going through those little doors down into the Loop station. So now we're underground, and there's like tunnel segments. And you can see over there how this works is all these, they have all these Tesla cars that just drive through these tunnels. I'm gonna come up here and you can see the map of where it goes from Resorts World to the different parts of the convention center, right? All right, and then you scan this QR code and you can pay for it. Right. Okay, but then comes the fun part. Then you get in the damn car. That's a technical term, kids.
What, get in the damn car?
Yeah, get in the damn car. And let me turn the volume down on this silly thing. And you drive through the tunnels. Now I'm sitting in the back seat of this car. It's actually, there's a driver. Like everything that Elon Musk does, it's only half done. It was supposed to be automatic, and it was supposed to not be cars, but be these like little sleds that you get in and hold a bunch of people. But no, he just threw some Tesla Model Ys in there, and you see all the different colors through the tunnel. It's like really, really fun. And so my driver on the way back, he liked to push down the accelerator pedal. That was more fun. This one is driving really normal. And you can see all the different colors. The screen on the dashboard there is the rear view, so you see the colors where you've been. And then we come out into the station and we're there. So
this isn't the North Hall.
The loop
This is the
was
North Hall?
actually lots of
Okay.
fun. I enjoyed it. I had been in these things but once before. When they first finished them, they invited a bunch of locals to beta test, and we rode around in them all day for free. And it was just sort of a fun little party atmosphere thing. But today I actually used it for what it was intended for, and so that was a little bit fun. And then I got to the convention center, and I was a little bit early. And so I wanted to record let me find it here. Do I have it here? Yeah, I wanted to record a little, I'm going to do this one too. There we go. Oops. Not what I intended to do there. I'm pressing the wrong keys on my computer. There we go. All right, I wanted to record a little TikTok video talking about, I don't know, this is politics, and I've kind of been backing off of politics a lot here on our live streams, but I think this one is really important, especially for Americans. It's American politics. We recently had this decision in this Dominion lawsuit where basically, Fox News admitted to just making shit up, and I wanted to record this thing, so I had a few minutes. I sat in the lounge and I recorded this thing, and I'm gonna share this with you all right now. It's just a couple of minutes, and this one has sound. Can you see this?
Hey y'all, I haven't had a chance to talk about this yet, and I'm sitting here in a lounge at the NAB Show in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And I wanted to talk just briefly about the Dominion lawsuit and the settlement, because this is really important, and I think a lot of people are missing the point here. No, it's not going to break Fox News. No, it's not going to change the way that they do business. It may change the way they talk about companies, but it's not going to change the way that they talk about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Hunter's laptop or any of that stuff. But what's important to understand here, and I want to start with a definition because this word gets thrown around a lot. A lie is when you say something untrue and you know that it's untrue. It's not when you make a mistake and you come back later and you say, oh, I made a mistake, or you come back later and say, oh, we have more information now. And that's not a lie. A lie is when you know that something is untrue and you say it anyway. All right. Now, the statement that Fox News made was that they acknowledged the judge's decision, which means that they're acknowledging that the judge said that they lied, that they knew that what they were reporting was not true at the time that they reported it. And that's really, really important. And it wouldn't have cost them $680 something million if that wasn't proven. All right. And then they also said this upholds our highest standards of journalism, which is to say that their highest standards of journalism is to lie. So they're not going to say that on the air. They're not going to they're not going to be forced to come clean on the air or tell anything to their viewers. Their viewers will never hear this shit. Their viewers will only continue to hear the lies that they continue to report. But they have admitted publicly, as part of the settlement, that lying is their highest standard of journalism. So that's the takeaway from this. It's not going to, I mean, the money will hurt some. It's about a third of their annual revenue. It's about a fifth or less of their cash on hand. And there's more lawsuits coming, and there's going to be more settlements in the other cases. But to me, the takeaway is that they were forced to admit that their highest standard of journalism is to lie.
All right, so I got to the I was a little bit early. RiKi wasn't there yet, and I got there, and so I sat and I recorded that, and I'd been wanting to get that off my chest for a little while. This is, the news is a couple of days old, and people are talking about it like they're disappointed that Fox News didn't have to admit that they weren't forced to go on air and say, oh, everything we say is that was never going to happen. And it's not going to break the bank for them. I mean, it hurts, but it's not going to break the bank for them. But they did have to admit that is their highest standard of journalism, is to lie. Okay, enough of that shit. Then RiKi showed up, and we went and found the Black Magic booth. And we talked to Black Magic. I had a question for them. I got some clarity on how to do one of the things I like to do in Resolve. So I want to talk a little bit about who Black Magic Design is and why I just think they're one of the greatest companies around. I mean, I love their products. They make really, really great products. I'm actually using one of their cameras right now as my webcam because I had an extra one. We had bought it for another purpose, and it ended up not being used for that purpose, and so I get to use it for my webcam. And if you could see, I mean, through Zoom and through Restream and through YouTube, it gets degraded a lot, so you're not really seeing the full quality of it. But I'm looking at it here on my screen, and it's like I look really pretty.
Purdy.
I can't do the whistle, but like I can pretend.
Sometimes the Texas pronunciation of a word is the best pronunciation of a word. Am I right?
No, it was the whistle for me.
Oh, I missed that.
I said woo woo, but I can't whistle.
Oh, that's right. RiKi can't whistle.
Yeah, that, but I can't do. I mean, I could whistle, just not that good.
Okay.
I could go like, and that's it, one tone.
I see.
I don't even think was it for dogs?
Exactly. For the youngin's ears.
It was for cats.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I can do.
So a little bit about Black Magic Design. A guy named Grant Petty in I forget what city in Australia, in one of the big cities in Australia. Here, I've got this here. Melbourne, Australia. He was working at a TV station, and he wanted to do some production work himself, and he knew other people who wanted to do productions and were trying to do video production on Macs and consumer level electronics, and we're not getting very good results because the professional quality equipment was super expensive. And so he decided to start his own company to remedy this problem. And he started with a little video capture card for Mac called DeckLink that he sold for $295, which, you know, video capture cards in those days, this is 2001, video capture cards were many thousands of dollars. And so this offered uncompressed 10-bit video at affordable prices. Down the road, he purchased, you know, he used that money to start building the company, the revenue from that. He ended up with video converters, on-air television production software, and eventually he acquired DaVinci Systems and their color grading and nonlinear editing software. And he gave that software away for free. He decided he did not want that to be a revenue center. He wanted that to support the hardware stuff that he was building. And in the next few years, he brought out production switchers, hardware switchers, and the first of the Blackmagic cinema cameras, which for under $2,000 gave you cinema quality video. And this put the whole thing together, that with the nonlinear editors, with the color grading and color correction software. I think most people who are used to shooting video on a DSLR, a digital single lens reflex, you know, one of those consumer grade cameras, they don't realize the benefit of shooting with real raw video with wide gamut video, because you've just never seen what it looks like, and it's absolutely amazing. And to be able to do that with a camera that costs under $2,000 is phenomenal. I mean, this camera that I'm using right here, this is just their 4K, which is their lowest resolution camera. This is the cheapest camera that they make, and it produces amazing results for us. And it costs under $1,500 for the camera body. And you know, so he set out to give you a comparison, the equivalent camera from Red, which is the company that a lot of people use these cameras for making films now, but the competition is a company called Red, and their cheapest cinema grade camera is $60,000. And this is you know, like 3% of that. I mean, it's ridiculous, the amount, you know. So I'm super impressed with this company. We show up at NAB, and outside, you know, they got all the banners, you know, for all the different companies. Come to booth 42, come to be, you know, and most of them, and all of the biggest ones, are for Blackmagic. It's a multi-billion-dollar company now. This guy started it out of his living room. And I am so impressed. Somebody had this vision to basically create a market for something, and everybody told him he was crazy, and he did it, and it's wildly successful and wildly profitable, just creating good quality stuff for affordable prices. I'm impressed. I don't know of another company like that. And you go in there and you talk to all these people, they're all very happy to be working for Blackmagic. They're, you know, obviously treat their employees well. Really smart people. Unfortunately, a few of them do not have Australian accents. I was disappointed in that. RiKi, we got some comments coming in.
No, just my own commentary on Mr. Petty, Grant Petty of Blackmagic Design.
Please.
So one of the other projects that I'm working on, the CEO of that company worked with Mr. Petty at Apple back in the day and was one of the very first investors of Blackmagic Design ever, one of the very first investors
Wow.
to invest in Blackmagic Design. And he always talks about how watching that process was insane and how, this guy, Mr. Petty, did not have a lot of people that believed in him, but he went out and did it anyway. And that's the American dream. It was very inspiring to hear.
It's also the Australian dream. Australian.
Exactly. The
That's how
capitalist dream.
they say Australian.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. What?
Yeah, I'll put another shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. RiKi, you saw a couple of presentations of theirs. What did you come away with?
Honestly, like a crap load of notes. I took notes. My hand still hurts. I might have overdone it. But I took so many notes, and the biggest takeaway is DaVinci Resolve 18.5 is blowing my brains. It is blowing my brains to the next level. I already downloaded it. I already started trying to download it at least. I'm like floored. I'm shook. Some of these features I am so geeked on. I have gone down the nerd rabbit hole when I got back home of looking up DaVinci Resolve 18.5, the reveal and those videos, and oh my gosh, it is so cool. You can do everything from the cut page now, and normally I focus just on the edit page, but this whole update looks like it'll save me a lot of time with editing the International Geek of Mystery Show podcast episodes.
So tell me some of the features that you're really excited about.
Okay, I'm excited to use the cut page. Pretty much everything has been integrated into the cut page. I think that's awesome. I think the feature I'm most excited about because I have struggled with them not having this feature in the past, is they did not have an option to resize it straight to TikTok. They did not have an option to post of completed videos straight to TikTok. Yeah. And so I struggled with having to edit in both TikTok and DaVinci Resolve. And now I only have to edit in DaVinci Resolve, especially because they also made some updates to their color grading, and their color page was always very like a lot for me. I just want something to tell me all of the exposure, all of the contrast, and let me toggle and edit those individual qualities of an image or video versus doing it with like color wheel and temperature and that kind of stuff. So a little bit too over my head right now, but they added all sorts of more user-friendly features to their cut page, including TikTok resizing. So that's what I'm most excited about, I think. That and subtitling. I don't even need my I'm sorry, Adobe, but I don't need Premiere Pro anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore.
They do subtitling now?
Yes, transcripting with an AI, bro.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yep.
So we can do our transcripting in-house.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
we'll talk a little bit about that, because if it does a good job of it, that'd be really, really brilliant. It's still a lot of work, and I still want it to be done right and not look like it was done by AI. Like even with this little TikTok that I showed earlier, it got some of the words wrong, and it's going to take some proofreading and editing, and so we'll talk about how to do that. That might be fine for like the International Geek of Mystery Show, but for my training videos, I may still want to send it out so that it can happen in a reasonable amount of time and not take too much, because you're already way too busy.
Big facts.
Yeah. And as I told you today, you're my favorite personal assistant that I've ever had, but you don't get to do that very much because you spend so much time editing. And I know
I know.
I know you love the editing, and I think you're a little bit overwhelmed with it. Anyway.
No, not so much the editing, just all the projects. A lot of things going on at once, which normally is my specialty.
A lot of ins, a lot of outs. I don't know if you remember that from the Big Lebowski. It's
Ah,
a very complicated case, man. A lot of ins, a lot of outs.
Those are
Pretty
really good
much.
impressions.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's my generation, and I mean, we really did used to talk that way. Anyway, did you end up getting any other interviews?
No, I didn't. I think I could pull some great content out of what I have right now. Especially because what I was most worried about was the video kind of looked very faded. It was not giving, it was overexposed. And now in DaVinci Resolve 18.5, I can fix that.
Now you know how to do that.
But what's more exciting than that is I made a couple really wonderful connections that would, I think, make really good guests on a future episode
Excellent.
interview, and they're down for that. So it's really cool because they were attendees who were there as people who are in the industry. One of them was a radio host of a radio show out in Houston, Texas, and I thought she would be fascinating to interview. So
Houston.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's where
Awesome.
Beyonce's from.
And Ms. Hamburger Helper.
That would be me because that's what I had for dinner tonight. This is a question that my mom used to ask me growing up anytime I would like go to a sleepover or go like on an adventure with my friends. We're going to start with this. What was your least favorite part of being at NAB for over the last couple of days?
Me?
Both of you. So whoever wants to go first.
All right, RiKi, you first.
Okay. That is such a good question, Kirsten. I would say my least favorite part was people who were just rude. People who were rude. And there's going to be a handful of those at any convention, at any event ever. But I mean, when somebody thinks they're just too good for everyone else around them, doesn't give me a good vibe. I mean, it really just, it doesn't. And unfortunately, there were quite a couple people that were rude. Not everybody there, not even a good majority of them. Small minority, but those are the ones that stick out in your mind, right, Bear?
Yeah, okay. I hate that too. But I didn't run into that very much. You were there longer than I was. And I just, I geeked out at the whole thing. I would like for it to have been longer, and I would like to have had more of an opportunity. I didn't have as much time there as I wanted to because I had recording to get done, and I had work to do here. But if I had to pick a least favorite part of it, it would be, all the walking, because my knees have been hurting lately. And so I brought my cane along, and there was one rude person who actually like kicked my cane. That was pretty rude. But I let that stuff roll off of me. Well, I mean, at the moment I got indignant, but I let that stuff roll off of me.
That's good. Ooh, good point about the walking. I want to change my answer to that too, because I cannot even imagine, Bear, especially with how your knees and your legs already were beforehand because of the car crash. My legs are killing me. They are burning. I'm in physical pain, and I'm like 25, so it's like, what's my excuse?
Whole thing, you don't have, like, you must weigh like 12 pounds. I don't understand.
I'm sorry, what is that in kilos?
2.
We should have like gone out of our way to have gotten y'all like either like a scooter, like an electric.
Well, this is Las Vegas. They rent those things. You can
Right, or like one of those airport golf carts.
No, a hoverboard.
Oh my God, I could not.
Bear on a hoverboard would go pretty hard, I think.
And also ask for large medical bills.
Yeah. Or one of those those things that yeah, anyway. All right.
Last question. We talked about our least favorite part. Now, what was if you had to boil it down to one singular moment or attribute or discussion or booth or person, what was your absolute most favorite part of NAB?
Okay, RiKi.
Okay, I went to a networking event hosted by NAB IQ. And it was right after it was a full women panel of women in sports journalism, in sports media, broadcasting. And I went to that full panel. And then right after that, there was a networking event in the same area that may or may not have been giving out free drinks and snacks. And I met so many inspiring and wonderful women who are in similar fields to me. And to see that and experience the free goodies, I mean, I brought home like an entire bag of Chex Mix. That it does not get more. That was the highlight of my life, let alone a highlight of NAB. Okay, that was a highlight of my life.
A bag of what?
Chex Mix.
I think she meant Meow Mix.
Meow Mix.
Exactly.
Oh, that's fantastic. So
Yeah.
my favorite part, I think, was interviewing that guy from Czech Republic.
I'll have to show Kirsten that that
He
that
was
TikTok.
he was so much fun. Yeah. I think that was my favorite part. You know, I mean, if I had to pick one favorite part, and just geeking out over all of the stuff in the Black Magic booth, I could have spent a lot more time there and looked, you know, I wanted to look more at their cameras, but I did see this wonderful film to video transfer system, which was just really beautiful. I mean, like so much of their stuff that they build, it was super elegant. And I really enjoyed looking at that. And that guy did have an Australian accent, and I just wanted to take him home and make him my dad. Um, he was adorable. Um, anyway, yeah. I think in my next life, I want to definitely have an Australian accent.
I mean, you could start now.
Yeah, I guess I could.
You already have two personalities. Like, why not add a third?
Only two?
That's just for broadcasting purposes. I have to disclose the two. The other ones aren't allowed to be discussed. It's that NDA we signed, you know.
I would have to buy some shrimp and a Barbie.
And put Kirsten on it.
Yeah, and a big Bowie knife. Oh, I've actually got one of those upstairs. I've got a Bowie knife upstairs.
I don't know if you can show weapons on live stream.
I really don't. I don't think that's allowed, but I don't know. Kirsten, did you see the video of the interview with that Czech guy?
Oh, I have this.
Yes.
I do have this.
No, I have the. Oh, geez. No, put it away. This is YouTube. You were going to get demonetized so fast. I know we're not monetized yet, but like, I might have to delete this whole live stream now.
Oh, so much
No, you can't do that.
Oh my god.
That's for cutting boxes. Hashtag fake body.
Guitars.
Distraction.
Guitars. I'll just undo it with guitars.
Oh no.
This is chaos.
Yep.
I love it.
If you make me host, Bear, I'll show it's not done yet. I have to keep cutting it down a little more, but I have the TikTok on my laptop here of us interviewing the Czech guy from the octopus booth.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me see if I can figure out how to make it.
Give me God powers.
All right, go for it.
Do you believe
Yay.
in a woman?
Yay. Okay, so I want, if anybody is willing to comment, I would like people's input on this. This would be wonderful. Okay, so here we go. Let me share screen. Come on, let me share the screen. Okay, here. All right, you got it?
Yep.
Okay.
We have here Miro Rusko.
You have the volume?
So what we do, we basically focus on the newsrooms and
we integrate with all the gadgets that you have in the studios, and we allow the collaboration within the newsroom teams. Then the output could be anything. It could be a linear TV station, or it could be social media, digital publishing, basically anything you need. We also add little additional features such as mobile teleprompter that we were looking at. For example, we auto scrolling that you can use. We have user-generated platform, kind of like a citizen journalism platform which you can use. And we have cloud-based products as well for collaboration and planning.
This whole show, everybody's in the cloud. Is that what you're seeing?
I'm not sure if everyone is there. We've been there already past, I think, 5 years. It's getting more traction for sure. So
Tell me about you. Where are you from?
I was born in Czechoslovakia.
Brilliant to meet you, Miro.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to your channel.
Oh, he is precious.
Yeah, he's great, huh? He was great.
I love those edits, RiKi. Those are brilliant.
Thanks. I have to cut it down a little bit more, but thank you. The guy who walked by and like gave the camera a 1-2. Oh, that was so good.
It's just your little nuances like that always make your editing so watchable, so viewable.
Thank you. That's the hope with TikTok, but I think that has potential.
Yeah, I think that's got potential. All right, so I saw your little symbol. It looks like we're running out of time. How many viewers do we have?
Don't you know that is what's the word? Impasse? Not impasse. Hold on. What's the word? Oh, a faux pas. That's a faux pas to ask. No, I'm just kidding. We have 4, but it was a little bit higher and now it's down to 4.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey y'all, good to see you, and we love you, and it's been brilliant. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at
Yay.
11 a.m. Pacific, and on all of our streaming, on all of our channels.